So we're going to start with your basic step jab. This is kind of like the basic our footwork in the Mittmaster system. So John's going to be in his stance, and his stance depends on which style, if we move this way a little bit, which style of martial arts he's doing. Obviously, if he's doing more of a boxing style fighting, he'll have a slightly longer, wider stance, more edge on. If he's doing more of a Muay Thai style of fighting, he'll be more square and taller. If he's doing MMA, he'll have his hips squared a little bit more and his butt back to stop people grabbing hold of his hips. So John's just kind of going to do a cross between the more basic kickboxing stance. He's in his stance in front of me. So the step jab is basically a way of getting in to punch someone and then getting back out of distance before they can counter. So rather than bringing his whole body in and staying in, let's say if he shifts in with both feet. So if you go in with 1-2, bring both feet in, please, John. So if both feet come in, he's still going to be there afterwards for me to counter. But with the step jab, what he's going to do is step in with his lead foot and then bounce back out. So his rear foot doesn't really move. If you notice, he's kind of using his rear foot as an anchor to keep him where he is. Lead foot goes in, bounces, and then comes back out of distance. So you want to imagine whatever you're stepping on with your left foot is hot. So you kind of step on it, bounce off it. You don't hang on it too long. You don't want to plant your whole foot flat on the ground on it. You want to just bounce off the ball of your foot and then go back out of distance. So we like to get our beginners just doing this because they're only moving one foot, which is easier to start with. So just the lead foot, the left foot goes in and then goes back out. The idea is you step in, punch them, and then you're not there for the counter, so you're not hanging around too long. You can do the same thing to the body. So if I put the pads on my belly, you can step jab to the belly and then back out. You've got to bend his legs as you do this, obviously, to get to the body. Because if he punches downwards like this, creates a space. So if he just stands tall and then drops his punch straight down, there's this gap here where I can put my fist. So if he bends his legs as he steps, jabs in, and does the same thing, he's underneath that cross. It's harder for me to hit it. And again, please. Obviously, he wants to have his hands up, his chin down. His shoulder wants to replace his hand when he jabs, so make sure his shoulder's up by tapping it. You can hold a single pad on the belly with a step jab to the belly. You can hold a double pad on the belly, step jab to the belly. You can also bring your elbow up, stand sideways to your partner, and let them hit the flat of the pad. It all depends. If you've got really good chisel abs, you can take the jab on the belly as well. So, step jab. Notice the rear leg, the right leg acts as an anchor. It holds him back so he can pull himself out of danger. He goes in and then comes back out to the head. Yeah. To the body. Yeah. And now he's going to double it up. So you can go, how I hold the pads is I hold one in front of the other. If you see, one in front of the other. What that forces him to do is do two steps. So he's going to jab the first pad, and step again, jab the rear pad, and then he's got to get out of distance before I hit him with the hook. So he goes 1, 2, and then back out of distance. So it's step 1, step 2, and back. But notice my rear foot doesn't move. Lead foot, and then back out of distance. So it's lead, rear pad, back out. How far you stagger is dependent on the skill of your partner. If you're holding for a beginner, I suggest kind of, got a creaky floorboard there, kind of close, maybe 6-8 inches, and down, and then back out. For more experienced people like John Black belts, you can go really wide. I only try and jab him back as soon as he hits the second pad, because obviously I can hit him on the way in. So I wait until he's hit the second pad, and then he's going to exit. So it's all about this spring off this lead foot, bouncing in, and then getting back out of distance. Bring your hand straight back, and again. Cool. So those are 3 different variations of the step jab. I like to get beginners on the step jab first because they only have to move one foot, their lead foot. So there's less coordination needed. We'll look at all 3. So basic step jab. John's kind of light this week, he's got his hands up, he's got a bit of movement going, a bit of head movement. I place up the pad, he's going to step his left foot in, hit, and then get back out of distance. Just a light touch and bounce off that ball of that foot, and then back out. Step jab to the body, and I can throw the jab at the same time for more experienced people to make sure that they're ducking underneath the jab that will be returning. And then we give them the staggered pad, the double step jab. So he goes in with 2, and then back out of distance. So that's the first footwork drill, step jab.